Hi, everybody. Welcome to another exciting interview. This time we have a special guest that I think this conversation is relevant to a lot of different areas of what we do at URComped and TRIO and Casino Marketing University. We've got Chris Wong of Chris Wong Vlogs. It's a YouTube channel that's just been exploding lately. Chris has been on fire. And he's also the assistant casino host on board the Odyssey of the Seas, which as of this filming, is about to launch with their first paying customers in about 4 days. So we're really grateful that Chris was able to carve out some time with how busy he is to talk with us and fill us in on a lot of things. We got a lot of great questions. So Chris, first of all, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Craig. It's good to see you again, by the way.
Great seeing you. I know it's been months. I was trying to remember. I think it was the Craps cruise. URComped had a big group of, I think it was Craps players on the Oasis of the Seas, right?
Right, Oasis of the Seas. I can't believe that was well over a year ago, probably almost a year and a half ago now. And I still remember it all like it was yesterday, meeting you and your group. It was a lot of fun.
And I think when we met, that it was like your channel was really starting to get some traction. And now looking at it, you've got well over 40,000 subscribers. Every video you put out has got like 15, 20, 25,000 views like that. So you, like I said in the intro, you've been on fire lately.
Yeah, YouTube's been very interesting for me. And when we met 15 months ago, it was just kind of taking off. And the fact that I've been able to continue to grow it is actually, it's been amazing. I couldn't have actually dreamed of anything like this happening. But it's good to know that cruise fans still like watching me.
Well, why don't we start, because we're definitely going to get back to the YouTube channel, but why don't you start with your background, how you got started with Royal Caribbean?
My story is actually very interesting. So this actually goes back way to my university days now, after I graduated. And just like every 21-year-old kid at the time, trying to figure out what to do with their life, I came across the idea of working on a cruise ship. I just saw it online. Saw it as a way to maybe travel for 6 months, earn a little bit of money, make some friends, and you get to visit cool parts of the world. And I thought, okay, let's just go for it. So my first job, I was actually working in the shops. I don't know if you spent much time shopping when you were on Oasis, but I was one of those guys working in the shops. I was a shop assistant, checking guys out, ringing them up at the cashier, doing inventory, shop deliveries, just doing a regular retail job. Did that for about 3 contracts. After working in retail on ships for 3 contracts, I actually moved to the art gallery because I thought that was a big step up. I was friends with the guy in the art gallery, and it kind of helped me transition into that role. So this was more of a sales job. Again, I don't know if you actually spent time in the art gallery when you were on Oasis, but there was an art gallery there, and they sell art through the art auctions, and I was actually an art associate. I did a pretty big jump from shop associate to art associate. Did that for 1 contract, and then ultimately made my way into the casino after speaking to a bunch of recruiters who thought that I'd be perfect for the job. And now here I am as an assistant casino host, currently on my 6th contract now, working on ships. This is my 4th Royal Caribbean cruise ship, if I remember correctly. And it's been an interesting journey, just to give you the short version of it.
And so when I worked on a ship, similar to you, early on in my career, in my early 20s, I hopped on board a ship. The contracts for me then as a casino host were 6 months. How long are the contracts for you?
It's the same. 6 months and 3 weeks is sort of the written contract you get at the beginning. Obviously, during the contract, you can choose to extend it or maybe even shorten it. But 6 months and 3 weeks is usually the average amount that you would do.
So I like your price. So I was in the casino industry first, like on land, and then so my first job was casino host. But I like how you progress from items with a small tag to selling art with a much bigger tag to the casino where there is no price tag. Somebody could lose $1 million. So you're slowly transitioning to bigger and bigger dollar amounts, which is amazing. And so when did you start Chris Wong Vlogs?
2018. This was actually when I was still working in the shops at this point. And I I'd finished a contract working in the art gallery, and then I kind of transitioned back into the shops just for a little bit whilst I was trying to figure everything out. And this was when I started making YouTube videos when I was on Independence of the Seas, doing it for complete fun. I had no idea there was going to be such a big interest in working on a cruise ship. I didn't know people were interested in what working on a cruise ship was like. I just kind of did it. Like I said, it was kind of fun for me. And it started to get a little bit of traction. But to be honest, for the first year, I even struggled to get my first 1,000 subscribers. There was some consistent views there, but it was still a bit of a struggle. And it actually wasn't until I joined Oasis around the time when you came on, and I was still consistently making videos over the course of like a year. The transition of just, you know, more views coming in actually started to happen. And I noticed videos started going viral, and big other websites started promoting my videos as well. And that's when I kind of had thought, okay, maybe I have what it takes to be a content creator or a YouTuber. It's weird. I don't even think of myself as these terms. Like, people call me famous, or they say, oh yeah, you're an influencer now. But for me, I'm still doing it just for fun. I mean, I always see myself as a crew member. But yeah, YouTube is definitely something that I really am passionate about, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing where this actually goes. And yeah, I have a lot of videos coming up, already filmed on this ship, which has all been pre-filmed, and it's all going to be released to the world very soon, within the next few days, actually.
So I love Royal Caribbean. I'm a huge fan of the company. I think they're very, you know, they're always at the cutting edge of the industry. Huge fan of Royal Caribbean. I'm not sure if every cruise line would embrace, you know, one of their crew members having an exploding channel like this. What was it like, kind of that conversation, or how did it go with you and Royal Caribbean with your channel?
Right. So to begin with, it was actually a little bit tricky, because people slowly started to discover who I was on board the ship. And there is sort of strict social media policies that us crew members have to follow when it comes to posting what we're up to on the ship online. So yeah, in the beginning, people, when they were noticing me, they were always a bit unsure as to what I was doing. But at the end of the day, I wasn't actually showing anything that I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't saying anything confidential. I wasn't breaking any policy by the content that I was putting up. I'm always very, very careful before I post anything on social media. I always have to double and triple check that it's not going to hurt the company in any way, or I'm not saying anything bad. I'm not to say that my content is fake or anything like that, but I do have to be careful with basically showing anything confidential around the ship. And as I started getting bigger, Royal social media team have even, you know, reached out to me, and they've just started saying, you know, that they like what I'm doing. And that's when I knew, okay, I'm actually on a kind of a good thing here. Now I'm like an unofficial Royal Caribbean blogger almost.
You are. I mean, I think that's just the state of media consumption today, is people like the authentic people that are in the trenches. I think, you know, thinking about when I was younger, I'm older than you, but I remember like Wild On was a show on E, and it would just be a host that would go to different places, and it would just kind of filtered the experience of what it's like at these different resorts or different experiences. Whereas you are living it every day, and I just think it's such a compelling way to learn about life on the cruise ship. So I'm not surprised that it is going so well, and that people are curious and want to see what you're up to.
Well,
Again,
here's the thing. Because I think social media has become a lot more apparent in today's world, I think Royal have obviously understood this, and they know that social media is a big part of everyday life now. So instead of just telling crew members, oh, you can't post anything now, they've actually been a bit more, I would say, lenient towards it. And they've kind of allowed it. They've been a bit more flexible with it, I would say. I actually think that I was probably one of the first ever crew members to really start documenting their life on board the ship, and I don't think anyone had actually done that before. And I think that was one of the reasons why people were interested in watching me, because it was something new. This was actually my third YouTube channel. I've actually had two YouTube channels before this, which were complete failures. My first one was back when I was at university. I used to just kind of make sort of like videos of me and my friends having a good time. So nobody really watched that. My second channel, I thought I wanted to make it about travel. Again, there was already a lot of established travel bloggers out there. So there was no need for me to just start making travel videos where they can already watch these people who are already big time. So I had to think like, what was the next big idea? And then I kind of had the idea, oh, why don't I show what my life is on a cruise ship? I don't think anybody's doing that. It'd be kind of fresh content, and maybe some people might find it interesting. And yeah, the amount of interest I've had is quite overwhelming at times, but it's amazing.
So right now, YouTube is the main channel. Have you experimented with other social media channels, and what's been the appetite, I guess, among your audience for consuming you on, say, Facebook or TikTok, or if you're on any of those other channels?
Craig, I'm everywhere. I've learned that's how you have to be relevant. So yeah, of course, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, even to a certain extent. I've actually learned, I've spent a lot of time actually over the pandemic learning about the business side of social media, how to continue growing yourself as a brand, how to elevate yourself and grow your audience. It's not just a case of posting, nice videos or nice pictures. There's actually a lot more to it, a lot more business to it than I actually thought. And I spent the last 15 months I was at home when the cruising industry was suspended, just learning about all of this. And I have now understood the importance of actually branching out on all other social medias. And I do have a pretty good following on all of my other channels, if you will, or accounts. YouTube, like you said, is the main one that's at the top for me and is always going to be my main sort of concern. But I do spend a lot of time on mostly TikTok at the moment because I can see the interest in that is just, it's unlike any social media that I've come across before. Trying to understand that algorithm is, I can't explain it. Videos seem to just go viral and you can reach such a mass audience compared to any other social media. So that right now is, is taken my interest.
So you mentioned that you had this 15 months of downtime. And so why don't we get into that? Like what's it like being back on the ship after such a long layoff? Like what's the attitude and the vibe amongst the crew?
We are all very happy to be here. It was kind of a surreal feeling at first being back after 15 months. It was like we had to adapt to being on a ship again, and it was kind of strange almost having our routine again. But yeah, just being around other crew members again, it's like it sounds kind of cheesy, but it is like we're one big family. And we see each other again, and we're able to talk to each other. Yes, it's a little different because of social distancing, and there's some health and safety protocols that we have to follow. But yeah, being back and knowing that cruising is on its way back again it's an amazing feeling. And I feel lucky and privileged to have actually been selected as one of the first people to bring back a ship to the US. It's very exciting. A little nervous as well, but it's very exciting.
Well, and not just any ship. You're on the brand new Odyssey of the Seas, which, again, we mentioned by the time this airs is probably going to be live. But yeah, brand new Odyssey of the Seas. So that's got to be exciting for your channel, right? To be able to film and do all these experiences on a brand new ship to the U.S. market.
Absolutely. Because, first of all, this is the first time ever on a brand new ship. I've been on ships before that's come out of dry dock, so that's kind of technically new, but this is the first time I've ever been a part of a launch of a brand new ship where no passenger has ever stepped foot on before. And the videos that I have made already, I cannot wait for people to see. I have already filmed and have videos scheduled to go up, I think, every week now. That's going to be leading into probably towards the end of this year already. It's all been, I had spent so much time at home as soon as I found out I was going to be joining this ship, I was already jotting down ideas of all the videos that I wanted to make because I knew in my head how I wanted my videos to be. So I've just been taking advantage of this month now, as there are no passengers on board, to actually film everything that I want. And it's all going to be, like I said, as of next week, it's all going to be released to the world. And I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Oh man, I am excited. I know there's a lot of URComped members that are pumped because we got quite a few booked on the Odyssey that's going to be going out soon. So the interview's going to keep going for a little bit longer, but everyone make sure to say hi to Chris when you go on board. Let him know you saw it, you enjoyed the interview. I mentioned earlier in the interview that I worked as a crew member on a ship back in 2008. And back then it was like there was the crew bar, and it was like, they had $1 Heinekens and Red Stripes, and there'd always be like a band that was crew members that were playing. And then they would occasionally have like parties where they'd shut down, the pool on the top deck, or like the, some kind of passenger area that they would just kind of shut down for a private party. And I think they did a really good job, building morale and keeping, making it fun for these, a lot of young people that were, they made it more than just work. What kind of stuff goes on for the crew social life? I mean, and, if you, obviously now it's restricted because of COVID and health protocols, but let's say like under normal circumstances, what's kind of the, what goes on behind the scenes?
Yeah, on the normal circumstances, it's kind of the same thing. The cruise ship will put on events and theme nights for us in the crew bars, and we will actually be able to enjoy ourselves in a sort of party environment. And we are allowed to drink alcohol to a certain limit. Obviously, right now, all kind of crew parties like that are put on hold because of health and safety protocols. But yeah, like the differences between what you had compared to what I have, I would say it's almost the same. Crew bars, crew nights, crew parties. That's the type of thing that actually helps us. I mean, not only is it fun for us, but I think it's just good in terms of mental health as well, just to let loose and socialize and talk to other crew members from other departments. That's the best time to actually talk to other crew from other departments, because when you're in work, you're just surrounded by people you work with. Not that that's bad, but you don't get to talk to anyone or socialize with anybody else. When you go to the crew bar, this is your chance to actually meet other people, and that's probably the biggest thing I miss, actually. But yeah, for right now, current all crew parties is on hold for the minute, but I'm sure it's going to come back very soon.
Now, when you stroll into the crew party, are you a celebrity? Is it like, oh, there's Chris, like, oh, we're watching your episodes, like?
It's it's been different since joining the ship. I have been noticed quite a lot. It's nice. It's nice. I don't get mobbed as such, but people do come up to me and they know who I am. And it was a little weird at first, but I like it now. And it's going to be interesting when the guests come on. I think a lot more guests are going to recognize me as opposed to crew, but definitely a lot of crew know who I am. And sometimes when I'm just walking down the I-95, people, they'll ask me, like, are you that guy? And I'm just like, yeah, I think I'm that guy you're talking about.
So again, we mentioned you're on the brand new Odyssey of the Seas. You are the assistant casino host on board. What do you like about having come from retail and the shops to then art auction to now in the casino? What's your favorite parts about being a casino host?
Honestly, the best part so far that I've experienced is actually meeting the repeat guests on different ships. So, for example, I remember being on Mariner of the Seas, for example. I met a couple. They were very good players. We built a very good relationship, and it was awesome just seeing these guys. When I got transferred to Oasis of the Seas a couple of months later, they just happened to come back on, and then I would see them, and it's just instant. We recognize each other instantly, and it's like, oh my god, what are you doing here? So it's almost like you build friendships with the casino players, and the relationships really do last. Because this has happened on multiple occasions now when I would see just the same people but on different ships, and it's funny how your brain will automatically just sort of recognize or just remember everything about them, and that's probably one of the best things about being an assistant casino host, actually.
That is so true. That was my favorite part. I did a 6-month contract, but there were still like a handful of people that came on multiple times when I was on board, and it's just so great. It's like it's amazing how deep of a bond and a relationship you could build with somebody just in a matter of a week on board.
Yeah, it's unlike any other, I feel like, job environment in the world, and I can't explain it. It's one of the best things about working in the casino in general, I think.
So the new casino on board the Odyssey of the Seas. Tell the URComp members that are chomping at the bit to get on board and start playing. What do they have to look forward to in that casino?
Over the last 15 months, Casino Royale really has, done things to make sure that this is still one of the best casino programs in the world. And we have been working effortlessly, like myself and the other assistant hosts and the casino host. We've been learning all of these, new things that the Casino Royale want to try out. And we want to make sure that, you guys obviously have a good time, but you also get rewarded with nice things. And our loyalty program is, it's always advancing, it's always getting better. And we always look forward to having URComped players come on. It's always fun. You guys come in your groups and, we talk to you, we become friends with you guys. And a lot of you still keep in touch with me, like a lot of the guys that you traveled with and just other URComp groups in the past before the pandemic. I'll see your comments in my videos going, oh, we were on Oasis on this cruise, or we saw you on Mariner or whatever. And I'll be like, wow, I can't believe these guys still actually remember who I am. So yeah, URComp guys, I can't wait to see you guys on this ship. And obviously the brand new casino as well. Like, everything's new, like brand new slot machines, brand new tables, everything's fresh, new cards, new dice, everything. So yeah, you guys will love everything about this ship, and more specifically Casino Royale.
Well, Chris, thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words. The feeling is 100% mutual. I mean, you stood out as a casino host, just being attentive and on top of things and super friendly, and our guests all love you. So I know they're looking forward to seeing you on board. And then for everybody that's not getting on board in the next few days, 4 days from now, follow Chris. Chris, like I mentioned, Chris's channels are exploding. I hope it's not getting so big that you're like, I'm going full time, because we love you as a host. But Chris, why don't you tell everybody where, how they can follow you?
Chris Wong Vlogs everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Chris Wong Vlogs. I'm quite confident I'll be the top search.
Well, Chris, thank you again for your time. I know you're busy opening the ship, and I know it's going to be a huge success. So thank you again, sir. And let's do this in a few months. We'll check in and see how the first contract's going on the new ship.
Absolutely. I look forward to seeing you again, Craig.